1-2-3 inning for Cooper Robinson in the top half of the first inning. Rafters lineup will start off with Brady Jurgell. Let's take a look at the rest of the Rafters batting order. Chase Call batting second, Colin Tuft batting third, Jacob Agawa, first baseman tonight. Garrett Broussard, the walk-off hero in last night's game against the Mallards. At third base tonight, Cale Chatham, Levi Jensen, Chris Conniff, and Aiden Brewer round out the bottom of the order for the Rafters. On the mound for the Dock Spiders, making his first start of the season, is Ian Delleman from the University of Illinois Springfield, the right-handed redshirt junior. Previously pitched 1/3 of an inning for the Dock Spiders on August 10th against the Lakeshore Chinooks. Threw 12 pitches, recorded 1 out, allowed 3 runs, 1 of which were earned, and 2 hits. Rain starting to fall at Witter Field. Not the best weather for the home regular season finale for the Rafters, but a packed crowd indeed at Witter Field. Brady Jurgell will lead things off for the Rafters. The center fielder from the University of Minnesota takes strike 1. Jurgell on the season, batting .252 with a home run and 6 RBIs. In last night's game, went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Trying to turn things around here against the Dock Spiders. Rafters postseason All-Stars. We talked about the Dock Spiders in the top of the first inning. Earned 3 nods from Ben Ross, Brendan Bobo, and Josh Howitt. We'd also have some of the coaches being recognized by the league for their coaching this season. Manager of the Year, Kirk Schreider for the Rafters, along with John Halama named Coach of the Year. 2-1 changeup swung through by Jurgell, evens the count at 2 apiece. John Halama, former major leaguer working with the Rafters this year, has got the team to a 3.6 ERA, the best in the Northwoods League. 2-2, swing and miss. Brady Jurgell strikes out for the 5th time in a row, dating back to last night, to lead off the bottom of the first. Take a look at the defensive alignment for the Dock Spiders. Going around the infield, Chad Herrera at third, Dalen Reyes at short, Sawyer Smith at second, Andrew Rivas at first, Tyler Hawkins in left, Andrew Soika in center, Kemp Alderman in right. Behind home plate tonight, Bennett Thompson. Chase Call in the box for the Rafters with 1 away in the home half of the first. Looks at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Call on the season, batting .274. Fastball inside. Along with his .274 batting average, Call with 27 RBIs and 6 home runs. Hit a home run last night to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. He is now homered in back-to-back games for the Rafters. Fouls away a 2-0 fastball. Last night, a big fly in a 5-3 ball game jump-started the Rafters offense. They posted 4 hits through the final 3 innings. Chase Call scoring 2 times last night. Also walked twice, lays down a bunt. Popped up by the Rafters dugout. It'll land near Colin Tuft on deck. A good effort from Bennett Thompson. Two balls and 2 strikes to the left fielder. Ian Delleman previously pitched for the Johnson City Apaches at the start of the 2022 summer season. Appeared in 6 games, tossed 28 innings, 2-2 record with a 2.25 ERA. Check swing from Call, appeal bound to the first base umpire. Nate Hall said he went around. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ian Delleman to start his night. Brings up the right fielder, Colin Tuft. Named the Northwoods League Player of the Night last night after going 4 for 5 with 2 runs. Tuft now rides into tonight on an 8-game hit streak. He's recorded a hit in 12 of his last 13 games. First pitch to Tuft, called for strike 1. Batting .336 on the season with 3 home runs and 24 RBIs. His .495 on-base percentage is the most in the Northwoods League, or should I say the highest amongst all active players. The only player in the Northwoods League with a higher on-base percentage is Ben Ross, the recent 5th-round draft pick for the Minnesota Twins. Colin able to boost his on-base percentage courtesy of his 23-game on-base streak he rides into tonight with as well. 2-1 count to the freshman from the University of Virginia. Delleman this past season at the University of Illinois Springfield appeared in 18 games with a 1-1 record, posted a 3.57 ERA. Paints the outer third with a fastball, brings the count to 2-2 with 2 outs. Through 17 2/3 innings with the University of Illinois Springfield, tallied 29 strikeouts and 11 walks. Two windup, slider misses down, brings the count full. Rafters on the season 9-1 against the Dock Spiders. The only Dock Spider win this year came on July 22nd, where the Dock Spiders walked it off on the Rafters 2-1 in 10 innings. 0-5 this year at Whitterfield. Colin Tuft looks at strike 3 as Ian Delleman strikes out the side. In the bottom of the first inning, Sawyer Smith, Bennett Thompson, and Dalen Reyes do up for the Dock Spiders in the top of the second. When we return, Cougars back up by 1. Full court from Collicott, pressuring ball. Tyler Gowan spinning around, trying to look for some room and help. Able to get separation, stops on the block, but travels. And an interesting move I want to point out, Elijah White, the first player to come off the bench for the Cougars. He was more of a replacement for William Bishop Green when he started getting in trouble, and he was the first off the bench. But Coach Kohler talked about it in the Coaches Weekly. He's been earning his minutes. He's been competing. But as a freshman, he's still learning how to play the game.
Right. White doesn't exactly fill up the stat sheet every game, but he just does so many things well, and it's really his presence, especially in the low post. He's big, he's physical, he's hard to get around. If he cleans up some things, especially defensively, as Coach Kohler pointed out in that interview, he's going to be a dangerous player on this roster for hopefully the next 3-4 years.
William Bishop Green and Kieran Heller come in for Emmanuel Wilson and Jacob Collicott. Elijah White right now guarding Carlson Talbert. Britton, who's been quiet so far, skips it over. Cougars in a zone. Driving inside is Nicholas, and he gets swatted away. Elijah White in the paint, and that's the one thing Kohler, too, talked about is he needs to work on his defense. It's the getting over quicker in the paint, using his body and his frame inside. And right now he's going up against a 6'6 senior for Marion in Carson Talbert.
Well, we saw it right there. He's just able to get his body in the post, able to get up, just disrupt that shot. That's all that this team really likes to do. Again, they don't have a lot of height on the team, so they're just always in the right place, just making things extremely difficult for opposing offenses.
Contested jump shot from Gowan. Gowan now with 4 points. Bishop Green, his first touches offensively. Hand off to Heller. White, open look. And he hits it.
Nice 3.
Elijah White coming into today 2 for 7 from deep. Hits his 3rd three-pointer of the season. Cougars now up 10-8, 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Another shot from Gowan at the free throw line. He's got such good handling abilities, and he's able to create that separation with the defenders, and that's something that Coach Kohler always preaches about, is getting on your man. Gowan doing the right thing, creating that separation.
Well, this is a Cougars defense built off of athleticism and speed, so it really is all about getting on ball quickly.
Matthews inside, left-hand finish. Head coach for Marion, Drake Diener, wanted a travel call earlier on in the possession. 5th season with the Sabres, played international ball before becoming a coach. And another tough shot by Gowan. White able to get a hand up in his face. Justin Greenlee the other way.
That's a great contest there from White. It's exactly what we're talking about. Right on his man, able to jump up, at least propose a challenge to that shot.
Foul call on Akeemus Williams. First personal foul for him, second for the Sabres. Emmanuel Wilson and Jacob Collicott come back into the game. 23 seconds on the shot clock for the Cougars. Elijah White to inbound, gets it up to Jacob Collicott. White inside. Misses. Tried to get around Talbert. That's going to be a matchup we'll be closely watching in this game. Hey Cougar fans, Carter Gledhill on the Cougar Sports Network with a CUC Softball Weekly. I'm joined by the head softball coach, Sarah O'Malley-Fisher, after the team's doubleheader yesterday, sweeping the North Park University Vikings. It wasn't the greatest of conditions yesterday. Wind was howling in from center field, but you took care of business, 10-2, 8-7 against the Vikings in a non-conference matchup. After being swept this weekend by MSOE, to come back with a non-conference sweep, how does that feel?
Our scores against MSOE really aren't indicative of how we played, really and truly. They're a really veteran team. They've got a lot of people and pieces that have played at the regional level, so they really know how to win. And I thought our kids came out and did a really great job. We competed from the get-go. The first game I know was like 9-1. Second game was 5-4, and they had to bring their number one back in, which is a testament to how we were competing. I also think then we carry that over to Wednesday. When we played North Park yesterday. The conditions, I said last week, you can't worry about the weather, you can't worry about the field, you can't worry about anything. So we just went and played. And it's fun to see because it started with St. Norbert's on Saturday, and then it kind of built over to MSOE on Sunday, and then it was building up yesterday. And, we had some really great pitching performances from our kids that we're still learning how to win, but, having Jaden Harris back in the circle and what Callie did over the weekend, I can't say enough about what both of them are doing.
And we'll get into pitching in just a few moments, but touching on the offense in game one, really what stood out to me was that bottom of the second inning where you were down 2-0, but you started off the inning bases loaded, nobody out, and then Melissa Hadzik, who came up and drilled in 2 runs on a single, really led to a 4-run inning for your team. She's been on a tear lately, a .391 batting average on the season, 5 multi-hit games in her last 6 games as well. What can you say about her and her ability to start off the season so well while still learning the collegiate game?
She's just an athlete. When she trusts her abilities and she just goes and plays, she makes plays. And that's exactly what we ask her. She's not trying to do too much. It's not like she's overdoing things. So as a freshman, to have the mentality of I'm just going to go play, I love that. We have other freshmen who are like that too. Haley Goldsby's like that. Arissa Santos is like that. Emma Borelli is like that. They're just going and playing. And I think that kind of doesn't set a tone for us, but it really falls in with our upperclassmen who are doing the exact same thing.
And you talked about Jaden Harris yesterday, and only her second start of the season tossed her first career complete game for the Cougars, and she settled in nicely after giving up the 2 runs in the first 2 innings. But to be able to relax and have the offense pick her up and then complete the game, what is that adjustment that she made in the circle that contributed to that success? I
think it's just getting comfortable being back in the circle. She'd been out for a little while with an injury, and just getting her back. The school she came from before, she threw all the time. So she hasn't been used to like that throwing constantly, and just getting her arm and getting back into game shape. I think that's the biggest thing. And then and learning the zone and having the team play behind you. I think that's been the key for the pitching staff over the last 6 to 8 games. So.
And you talk about Callie Tierney, who started game 2 very well, 4 innings. Your team was up, and going into the final inning, you were up 8-3. Harris was back in the circle for you. A 2-run home run by North Park, and then a double after the next batter. You came out and talked to Harris in a little mound visit. What did you tell her, and what do you say to a pitcher after she had a performance like she did in game 1, and now she's struggling in game 2?
I just went out and said it was kind of nice to be in the circle at that point in time. I wanted to see what it looked like at that, when the sun was kind of out. We hadn't seen the sun in a while. So really when I'm going out, it's just to kind of calm things, just know that we have the confidence in what they're doing, and, tell the defense, hey, just keep playing the way you're playing, and you're going to get this next kid out. And it's kind of just, it's kind of like a breath. You take a breath, you refocus, and that's really why when I do those things, it's most of the time that's what it is.